I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me, and what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan, your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the hours it takes to get some power. Don't be f***ing sour, take a cold shower. Scream until you're louder, work until you're prouder. And f*** all the doubters, they're just your downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I'm just telling you to fight for your dreams, but it's not what it seems. Man, it's hard to be seen when everybody wants to be king. Yeah, they all wanna ring, yeah, we all wanna be free. So show me what you got, what you bring, how you fight in the ring, how you take a fucking swing. Do you got heart, are you mean? Got some scars, got some needs, are you willing to go bleed? I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Edmonton Oilers will play a game of hockey in the month of June. Yeah, I am absolutely stunned and shocked that this season played out or has been playing out the way it has been, but we have playoff hockey. No matter what the result is tonight, let's hope for a good result, obviously, as they are going to be playing in Dallas in about an hour. And we'll find out if Chris Tanev is going to be in the lineup, as last I heard he was walking out in a boot, which is like, I hate to say it's a good thing for us, but it's bad. Like, I mean, no one wants to see a player get hurt. But he is such a great defenseman. So yeah, we'll see what happens. He's a big question mark for tonight. We'll know more about the lineups and what the lines are, because last episode I gave you guys the daily face-off lines, but when it came to the pregame skate, there was a lot of changes. So a lot did change, and I'll get into what I know of the lines from daily face-off, what they posted today. We will do a recap of the Oilers Stars game from game 4. You guys must have been a little bit concerned 10 minutes into that game, because I sure was. But then I kept on telling myself, November. Remember what happened in November? Remember that. And I kept on telling myself, don't give up. And I didn't. But I was definitely venting a little bit and a little bit concerned. And yeah, that game was basically the exact opposite of what happened. What was it? 3 nights ago? Anyway, yeah, it's a strange series how we're in the Final Four. We're in the best 4 teams in the NHL right now, and we're seeing leads in the Western Conference, kind of like 2-goal leads, just disappear. I'm also going to dive into the stranglehold, and what that is basically, what do the Oilers need to do tonight to get the stranglehold on the series? Because I think this is a very pivotal game. I really think it's kind of a must-win for the Oilers. I mean, I don't know. Like I say, I'm not giving up on the Oilers no matter what. If they lose tonight, I'm still going to hope for the best result, but it's going to be really tough to win game 6 and 7 against the Dallas Stars. So if they can win tonight, I think they really are going to have Dallas on their heels. So let's hope for the best. So my stranglehold will kind of give you a breakdown of what we need to see out of this game for the Oilers to advance on to a game 6 and 7 and hopefully clinch it and go to the Stanley Cup. Ooh, baby. It just makes me so excited knowing that the Oilers are right there. They're right there. I got a new poll and a new results. And we are going to look at the preview for tonight. And the preview is basically the lines. It's not going to be the stranglehold thing that I was just discussing about. It's going to be the lines that I know of. Again, the pregame skate will really tell you guys a lot, and that's happening in about 26 minutes. Get your final thoughts, your comments, your questions, any of that stuff. Let's dive into this episode. All right. Again, this game had me scared shitless. I'll be 100% honest with you guys. When it is a 2-0 lead and the Oilers have yet to register a single shot on goal, you have to be concerned. As an Edmonton Oilers fan, you have to be concerned. You have to be like, oh my God, what is going on here? Even Elliot Friedman thought, you know what? Series is over. He even said it, but no. The Edmonton Oilers just stuck to their game plan, stuck to everything. Chris Knobloch, as much as I question the moves he makes behind the bench and who he puts in the lineup, I tell you what, man, fabulous job so far. I really didn't like the fact that he put in Philip Broberg in there. because I know him from previous games. I think it was a Colorado game in the regular season. He looked like an absolute pylon, so I was concerned about that. Anyway, let's get into the Oilers and Stars Game 4 recap as the scoring started quick for Dallas. The very first shot on goal went in top right shelf as Wyatt Johnson would wrist one past Skinner. I don't know if he was sleeping or what. This was a bad goal. Skinner should have had this one 100%. And I think at this very moment, I yelled, "Save something, man." Like, honestly, because it wasn't a good look. It was not a good look. Jamie Benn got the assist. Thomas Harley got the other assist. And I'm like, phew. Then a few minutes later, at 5:29, Essa Lindell decides to bounce one off of Darnell Nurse's ass, and that goes in from Miro Heiskanen and Jamie Benn. We have a 2-0 game, and I'm at this point in time, there's a part of me wanting to give up. I have to remind myself what the Oilers did this year. I had to remind myself because I was kind of slowly fading away and giving up. And I'm like, don't give up, man. Like, you did that already once in November. You're not allowed to do this anymore. This team has proven to you that they can come out of everything. And what the hell? They did. They absolutely did. As we would start in the still in the first period, Ryan McLeod would score a goal, and this would be from Corey Perry and Darnell Nurse. We got a 2-1 game. Got a 2-1 game. We got a little bit of momentum going. We would again get another first period goal at 16-17 when Evan Bouchard would get his 6th from Connor McDavid. Now this, and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins also, but this goal here, I honestly think Connor McDavid planned this goal. He shot the puck. I think he intentionally shot it to bounce off of the Dallas goal. Oh man, can't think of his name right now. Anyway, bounced off his pads and it fed it right to Evan. Evan had a open wide cage. We have a 2-2 game at this point, and I'm like, oh, okay, we're back in this, boys. We're back in this. I'm alive and well. And yeah, clean slate. We're basically at 0-0 again. And then Matthias Janmark, a shorthanded goal. Now, this to me, I think, honestly, this was what killed the Dallas Stars. It was the game-winning goal because Dallas would not score another goal. But other than that, I think it took the air out of the balloon for Dallas. And I think this was a pivotal and crucial goal because this was a shorthanded goal. This one, with 100% certainty, gives me the props to do the horn on that one. I absolutely loved it. Again, I really thought it was a big momentum change right there. And the Oilers would keep scoring. Leon Draisaitl would get his 10th from Zach Hyman and Connor McDavid. We have a 4-2 game, and then we would end it in the third period when Matthias Ekholm would get an empty netter from Connor McDavid. And ladies and gentlemen, the Edmonton Oilers tie this series. We now have a best of 3. This game tonight is going to be huge. It's going to be very, very huge. Pivotal game, best of 3. Let's see what happens. All right, let's go into the stats here. And we'll break that down, starting with, change that graphic. It won't change. How come? Okay, there we go. Shots on goal. 29-22 for the Edmonton Oilers. Oilers always seem to win it, even in the regular season. They always seem to win the shots on goal, and I think rightfully so. When you have a lethal offense of Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, Zach Hyman, Vander Kane, you name it, the list goes down. They always seem to win that statistic. Playoffs, regular season, no matter what. Hits, they don't win this one very often, but they were basically a 2-to-1 ratio on this one. And I'll tell you who gets a lot of props. And I don't know if it was with all the crap going on in the media for Darnell Nurse playing such a shitty game in game number 3, but I'll tell you what, man, he had a spur in his saddle in that game because he had something like 11 hits in that game. He definitely woke up. He definitely played a really good game, other than the puck bouncing off his ass in the first period there. It was pretty good effort on his part. 52.5% for the Edmonton Oilers on the faceoff. And I think the main reason for this was bringing Adam Henrique back into the fold, because I was watching his faceoff draws. He was pretty damn good on that. I think that's the huge reason, because so far this playoff, this is one stat in the regular season the Oilers were pretty good at. They were winning a lot of these, the faceoffs. But in the playoffs thus far against Vancouver, they didn't win very many. They didn't have very many games in that series against Vancouver where they won that stat. And they're starting to win a little bit more. So I think Adam Henrique is a huge difference maker. The power play 0 for 1, 0%. But again, the penalty kill was 2 for 2 for 100%. So special teams, ironically enough, is not playing a factor. The 5-on-5 game is, and depending on how you want to look at the goaltending as well. And we're going to break that down in the next section here of what the Oilers need to do to advance on to the Stanley Cup final. And I would probably say that segment there applies to basically the remaining games of this series. Let's get into the block shots. Dallas blocked 16 of 14. Skinner actually outplayed Ozinger with a 909 save percentage. Ozinger 857. I think that's the first time I've seen Ozinger with a sub 900 save percentage. So let's hope that that man is continuing to decline. Let's hope that he has another awful night and that the Oilers definitely have a stranglehold on the series. So my stars for this game, I'm going to go kind of off script here. I'm going to name 2 stars for the third star. And I do believe that this was huge. And the reason why I'm putting Janmark in there, I thought it was a great pass from Brown, but as he put it in his interview, he called it a shitburger pass. It was kind of lobby and whatever, but Janmark was able to rally it up and get it. And that was the shorthanded goal that I think changed all the momentum of this game. So I'm giving 2 stars to those guys because I really think that was the quote unquote turning point of the game. Yeah, that was amazing. And I know it's a little bit off script, but hey, it's my channel. I make the rules. Okay. Darnell Nurse, he got beat up in the media quite a bit, even by me. There's no question. But he had 1 assist. He had 3 block shots and 11 hits. Huge. And like I say, he had like a spur up his, a spur in the saddle or whatever the saying is. He came to play, and maybe that's what we need to do. Maybe we need to keep throwing his name out there when he has a sloppy game. Maybe it wakes him up a little bit, but he did have a much better game because his game 3 was not very good. First star, Connor gets it again. 3 assists. You have to give it to him. And especially that bank shot that he fed to Bouchard there to bank it. And that would be in the tying goal. Just an amazing effort on his part. All right, guys. That's it for the scoring summary here. So let's get into what the Edmonton Oilers have to do tonight. And I guess in 2 days from now and potentially in 4 days from now, as they want to get, well, tonight they want the stranglehold. So this really applies to tonight's game. What do the Edmonton Oilers need to do to get success in tonight's game? Well, it's going to start off with, after being blasted by the media, Darnell Nurse needs to play with the spur on the saddle vigor that led to his 11 hits in Game 4, 100%. He definitely needs to play with that pep in the step. Show that he is that, $9 million defenseman. Show that he, can be that guy. Show that he has that Alex Pietrangelo pedigree, because Alex Pietrangelo is another guy that makes a lot of money, but he definitely defends a lot better in most of the time better than Darnell Nurse. But he also does hacks to the wrist. Stuart Skater needs to be a wall, or at very least stop the first 15 shots that come his way and end the night with a minimum of a .925 save percentage. I'll lower that a little bit. Let's go. He needs to be .915-ish. I'll say .915 or better. I might be overachieving him with the .925, but a minimum of .915, I would say. He definitely has to play better. What I've been seeing out of him, especially in this series, he is right now the reason why we're struggling. Because if you look at the point production and you look at the goals and you look at the plus minuses, there's usually 3 Oilers leading that way. And then you look at the one stat, and we'll get into it a little bit later in this episode. And you look at the one stat, which is the save percentage. Out of the 4 major goalies right now, he is dead last, and he's sub 900. And that's the Achilles heel of the Oilers right now. He needs to step it up big time going forward for the rest of the playoffs. 100%. What else do we need? We need the role players to continue to be role players. Corey Perry, Dylan Holloway, Matthias Ekholm need to be hard on pucks. Well, the whole team needs to be hard on pucks, but especially those guys. And you'll get it out of Corey Perry. Dylan Holloway is really proven to me. I have no problem with him. And Matthias, I have no problem with him. But some of the other guys need to. Sam Karich, I think, is drawing in. He needs to continue being hard on pucks. They just need to get to the puck before the Stars do. Neutral zone speed is huge, especially if the Stars are in the middle of a line change. This is where the Edmonton Oilers can really capitalize. With Connor McDavid and Ryan McLeod's speed, if those guys are changing, it could be very problematic if those guys get their wheels going and get zipping and zooming through the neutral zone. It might be too late, basically. So they need to really, really get that speed going through the neutral zone. Of course, Dallas is going to clog it up and do the neutral zone trap as much as they can. But during those line changes, take advantage of it, zip through it, and get yourself into a good scoring position very quickly. And I think last but not least, the big guns need to have another one of their games of the year. We need effective boost bombs. We need Hyman's net presence, Leo's tee-up, and Connor's magic. And we could be in very, very, very good shape in this game. This is huge. This is huge. I can't state it enough. We're about to play our first hockey since 2006 in June. I believe it went to June. I didn't actually do the stats on it, but when we went to the finals against who was it, Carolina, I'm pretty sure there was June hockey. So this is huge, man. First hockey in June for the Edmonton Oilers since 2006 for the Edmonton Oilers. Okay, that leaves us to the next poll question. And I've done this every series so far. I did it leading into the series. I've done it for the LA Kings series. I've done it for the Vancouver series. And I'm going to do it once again for this series preemptively. Now, I'm not trying to do any jinx or anything like that because I've done it for every series. And they've done so far pretty well. So my question to you guys out there is, should the Oilers move on to the Stanley Cup final? Who would you like to see them face? The Florida Panthers, who currently have a 3-2 stranglehold on the Rangers, or the New York Rangers? Who would you rather see the Edmonton Oilers face? Just scan that QR code, and it will take you directly to my YouTube page. If you are uncomfortable with doing that, just type in youtube.com, Lubed, and go into my community page on there. Who would you rather see? Big question. So that takes me to the last series and the results of that. If Edmonton Oilers advance to the conference final, who would you rather see, Dallas or Colorado? At that time, you guys wished for Dallas, 80% of you, and Colorado, 20%. Either way, I think either opponent would be huge and hard to beat, as we are witnessing. This, like, you're talking the best 4 teams out of 32 that are now combating. It's not easy hockey. There's no question. So either way, I'm proud of the Oilers no matter what. But that was the previous result. Again, go to my YouTube page, scan that QR code, put in your votes for the Rangers or Florida. Who would you like to see should the Oilers advance on? And we will go from there. All right. Okay, so let's go into the preview for the game tonight, which starts in about 38 minutes. I'm a little nervous, guys. I'm going to be honest with you. I am very nervous about it, but there's a subtle confidence in me. After witnessing what we witnessed in the last game, there's a subtle confidence. I'm more concerned. I want to see how Stuart Skinner starts off. We need him to be strong. We need him to be very, very, very strong. Anyway, here's your line changes, guys. So this is from Daily Faceoff. This was earlier listed today. We'll know a lot more in about Hockey Night in Canada. We'll probably be reporting it very shortly here in about the next 10 minutes or so. But what I have from Daily Faceoff is Ryan Nugent-Hopkins with Connor McDavid, Zach Hyman, Ryan McLeod, Draisaitl, and Corey Perry will make up that second line. So some changes right there as Evander Kane got, I think it was Holloway that got bumped down. Holloway will now be on the third line on the right side with Henrique and Evander Kane. I like that line. That sounds good. Janmark with Karich and Brown. So that means Derek Ryan has drawn out. And I'm okay with that. I like the fact that we're getting a little size, a little bit of grit going into this game because you know the Dallas Stars are going to play, especially Jamie Benn, man. I look for him to be quite the annoying presence. If you remember in the regular season, he was getting that brush up with Zach Hyman. He knocks his stick down. I don't know if you remember that, but and then he tries to scrap Hyman, and he was just playing very dirty. So I think that's why Knobloch decided to bring Karich in there just to kind of keep things a little bit under control. As far as the Dallas Stars go, not much has changed. Robinson with Hintz and Sagan, which worked out pretty good for them in Game 3. Marchment, Duchesne, Pavelski, Ben with Johnson and Stankovic. Dadonov with Steele and Fasca. So Dadonov is the one that's drawing in for this game. Defensive pairings. I don't have the defensive pairings. I'm going right to the points. I wonder if I messed that up here. Okay, so I might not have the defensive or the goaltenders, but it's basically the same. Or I might jump into it a little bit later. I apologize that. The question mark is Tanev. They still have him listed, but he's also, the last I heard, he had a boot. Okay. Draisaitl has 25 points. McDavid, 25 points. Bouchard with 22 points. Trocheck has 19 points. And Tkachuk with 19 points. Save percentage. Igor Shesterkin leads the way with 925, followed by Ozinger with 923, Bobrovsky with 904, and then Stuart Skinner is with an 885. Bouchard leads the way as far as the plus minus goes. He is a plus 12. Seguin plus 10. Forsling of Florida plus 10. Ekblad is a plus 8. And Harley of Dallas is a plus 8. And there we go. Now we're getting into our goaltenders. Yeah, this has got a little bit mixed up here. So Ozinger and Wedgwood are your goaltenders for the Dallas Stars. And then we got goals, which is Hyman with 13, Draisaitl with 10, Nikushkin with 9, Verhaeghe with 9, and Johnston with 9. Where are we going now? Points. McDavid with 28 points, Draisaitl 26. Did I go over this stuff? Let me just see. Yeah, I went over this. So I must have missed the defensive ones. I apologize, guys, but realistically, there isn't much change. As far as the lineups, I think Broberg actually falls to the third line as far as the Oilers go. And Tanev is the big question, and they have him listed as a game time decision. Okay, let's go to final thoughts here, guys, and see if you guys do have comments. So we're going to get to your comments right now here. Again, you can see the Panthers now lead that series 3-2. They can clinch the Eastern Division tomorrow, or I forgot what the trophy's called, but they can clinch that tomorrow and head off to the Stanley Cup against either Dallas or Edmonton. We'll see how that plays out. That is a good series. That's a very interesting series. Lots of drama in that one. Oilers, we hope that they'll take the 3-2 lead. And then as far as the comments go, Renegade Man, my favorite dude. Carolina, Calgary, Anaheim, and Vegas has no number one pick, and they won a cup before Vancouver. You really have a hate on for Vancouver, don't you, Renegade Man? That's I can tell. Hey, you know what? To each their own. I'm not a big Vancouver fan either. But okay, let's see. Darnell Nurse will have to agree to trade for both sides if you need the money for McDavid and Draisaitl and Bouchard. His contract is going to handcuff the team. Good player, but not worth the money. I totally agree with you. But the problem is, how do you get rid of that? You're going to have to get rid of that contract, you're probably going to have to eat 50%. And that's still going to hurt you, right? But right now, we don't have to worry about McDavid, And then we'll see how the cap goes up. And there's a lot of, right now, they're going to buy some time. We'll see what they can do, and hopefully they can make something work. I mean, Hyman's another one that's going to be up in the next couple of years too, and he's going to want good money, especially being a 50-goal scorer. So, I mean, there is going to be money woes and problems for the Edmonton Oilers. Hopefully, it's the Oilers versus Florida. Okay, Renegade Man. So I am expecting your vote in the finals. The Oilers' advantage is speed, and Bobrovsky is really hot and cold goalie. Hopefully, he gets cold like last year's finals. True enough. But one of the biggest differences in last year's finals was Tkachuk was hurt. If Tkachuk is healthy, I hated him on Calgary. I still don't really care for him on Florida. He's a huge factor for that team. Yeah, Bobrovsky was a little hot and cold, but I think the biggest reason why they lost that cup to Vegas was the fact that Tkachuk was hurt. The guy's playing in beast mode. Also, they got stung. You got to think about that. They got stung last year. They were there. They were at the dance, and they just couldn't quite get it all. A lot of these guys are playing with motivation. Same with Dallas. They were at the dance in 2020 in the bubble in Edmonton. Just couldn't get it done. And then they couldn't get it done for The coach then, he was on Hockey Night in Canada, Winnipeg's coach. Can't think of his name right now. Anyway, yeah, when those things pop in my head, I just can't think of their names. But yeah, and then they lost also in the, what was it, the semifinal against Vegas last year. So it's tough, man. These teams have been there. The Oilers have taken a lot of pain going from the Chicago play-in to the Winnipeg sweep to the Colorado sweep back 2 years ago to Vegas knocking us out last year. There's a lot of hurt with the Oilers. The other teams have hurt too, and yeah, we'll see who can outwill who. This is now a battle of will. That's why I think the Rangers really, honestly, don't really have a place in this. They're having a great year, but they haven't been through the pain like the other three teams. So we'll see what happens. Okay, guys, I think I'm going to wrap this episode up because the game is actually starting right now. I want to find out what's going on with the pregame. If you are saying this for the very first time and like the content that I bring, feel free to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. I'm making this as interactive as possible, and I'm going to do some changes in the off season as I don't do this during the off season. I don't report on trades or news and that. I come back in September, October-ish to do a full slate. I plan on doing some changes to the channel, and we're going to see how that goes. But regardless, we still have hopefully a minimum of, a minimum of 6 more games, hopefully, as the Edmonton Oilers' quest for the cup continues. Let's go, boys. Let's win us a Stanley Cup. Make the city of Edmonton proud. You guys enjoy the game. Have a great night.